Are you fed up with trying the next best diet, only to find that 6 months later you're back where you started, or worse? I'm sure you are an expert at losing weight, but the trick isn't to lose the weight, is it, ladies? It's keeping it off once and for all so you can be free from always trying to lose weight. Because every time you chase the next diet and get great results in the short term, you're messing up your metabolism and making it harder and harder each time to lose the weight, particularly once you hit 40. Am I right? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 7 things that you must do to lose 50, 60, 20, 10, whatever your number is, pounds, and keep it off when you're a woman over 40. And guess what? It's easy, it's sustainable, there's no weighing, there's no measuring, no restriction, no deprivation, no feeling like you're missing out. So you can stop searching for the next best thing and achieve the body that you desire and deserve. Hello, beautiful ladies, and welcome to my channel, Ditch the Quit. My name's Sharon Gleason, and I'm really passionate about helping women over 40 to harness their personal power to create the health and the body that they desire and deserve, so they never have to deprive themselves again. And if you like the sound of that, please give the video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Now, as you know, there are hundreds of diets out there. Did you know there's actually 100 different diets? The diet industry thrive on us being confused. And if you've tried a diet but weren't able to keep the weight off long term, it's tempting to try another and another in the hope of finding something that you can stick with till you've lost all the weight. Am I right? So many women that I've worked with have tried them all: Atkins, keto, intermittent fasting, juice diets, low carb, no carb, low fat, all the counting calorie diets, etc., etc. But every single one of them comes to me for the same reason. They've tried everything and they haven't found something that, 1, they can stick to long term without feeling like they're missing out, and 2, maintain the results long term. Does this sound like you? So there are 7 things that you must do to lose the weight and keep it off over 40. So let me start with the most important one, and it's probably not what you're expecting. But number 1 is you need to build a system of habits that work for you. You have to find out what works for you, and it could be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We're all different. We have different lifestyles, different family situations, different palates, different cultural backgrounds. And if you notice, there are slim people in all cultures and people who struggle with their weight in all cultures. What's the difference? Their habits. They have habits that keep them slim, no matter what their age, their lifestyle, their culture, etc. Habits are learned. They're actions that we repeat over and over until our mind basically takes over and repeats them for us. A little bit like when you ride a bike. Once you've learned, you don't need to relearn. You hop on, your brain and your body just take over. But just like bike riding, you have to be conscious of what you're doing. You're rebalancing the handlebars as you go. You're breathing. You're adapting to the hills and the flats. You're aware of your surroundings. And this is exactly what it's like once you've learned the skills of weight loss. Once you learn these skills, diets are not necessary. Restarting on Monday is not necessary. Giving yourself a hard time because you haven't stuck to the diet is over with. Trying to talk yourself out of not eating this or that is done with. How does that sound? So instead of going on another health kick, a detox, a diet, you need to learn the skills that will help you to lose weight and, really more importantly, maintain your weight loss. Practice the skills long enough so that you'll never have to go on a diet again. So number 2, and following on from this, is to stop procrastinating. There will never be a good time to start something new. There will always be parties, events, outings, holidays. And the key is to learn how to navigate these without blowing your health goals and needing to start again. So the focus needs to be on creating a lifestyle where you can manage all of these things that are part of life and create a healthy balance. And yes, when you decide to change your lifestyle and habits to those that create and support a healthy you, it might be very hard to take a leap of faith and believe you're going to lose weight and keep it off without restrictions or diets if that's what you've been used to. And this is so key. You see, when you focus on weight loss, it leads to yo-yoing, feeling restricted, creating feelings of guilt when you give yourself a treat, and taking away from all areas of your life instead of giving to it. When you focus on progress, on doing the do, on being consistent and noticing the changes along the way, you're setting yourself up for a lifestyle. Because rather than the old way where we're focusing on, being at a certain place at a certain time or a certain weight, you're setting yourself up for failure because you're not making it a lifestyle. You're making it a destination. And what happens after you arrive? if you do this, if you reach that certain weight, do you go back to what you were doing before? So you need to make a decision to start today. Start with small changes. When I start coaching my clients, we start with getting breakfast right, then lunch and dinner and dining out. It's self-directed, and we develop strategies that are going to work for them around their lifestyle. Because what happens is when you need to make a lot of changes, what most people do is they suddenly decide they're going to go to the gym 5 times a week and start eating healthy and doing all these crazy things that we know are not sustainable, particularly when we're women over 40 who usually have a lot of balls in the air. The more change that you need, the less you can handle. So we need to actually start slowly and focus on 1 or 2 at a time so that we can build them into habits, as I just spoke about. Because after you've sustained that change, it's going to be embedded as part of what you do and not something temporary. Number 3 is to forget the clock. So when we're losing weight, you'll often hear you'll see results in 2 weeks or 6 weeks. In others, you might notice results in around 12 weeks, or you won't notice results for a while, but keep going. For most people, this can be really disheartening and distracting, and it can lead to that feeling of defeat yet again. But this doesn't need to be the case. If your only focus is weight loss, then yes, you'll notice some results in the weeks to come. But if you focus on other outcomes, you'll notice results straight away, and you'll be much more inclined to continue as you enjoy your journey. So some of these might be things like feeling energized straight away because you've chosen to move your body in the right way for you. It might be pride in doing what you said you would. It might be greater focus and less brain fog as your gut health improves due to eating in a way that supports your body. It could be less aches and pains due to lowered inflammation in your body. It might be a sense of calm due to releasing pent-up energy with breathing techniques or the right movement. It might be better quality sleep because you've chosen to put your device down 30 minutes before bed. It might be an abundance of energy due to greater oxygenation throughout your body or filling it with good nutrients. It might be a greater sense of confidence from feeling stronger in your body, or better moods due to an increase in the positive chemicals and connections in your body. And the list just goes on. Number 4 is ditch the scales. Now, I know that this might sound really scary, but most of my clients come to me because they want to lose weight without restricting their lifestyles, and they want to be able to keep that weight off. But really what most really want is body shape change and fat loss, and the feeling of being confident and comfortable in your skin and to like looking in the mirror. A six-pack and ripped muscles are not what most people are looking for beyond 40, but we do want to feel lean, attractive, confident, powerful, and content, which are often much bigger motivators. So thankfully, being the right shape and size for you is a byproduct of being healthy. And even if the scales are still really important to you, you need to recognize that the scales will go up and down frequently on any given day. And I'm sure that you would have been through it before, feeling great one day or one week because the scales have represented your work and your sacrifice, only to feel like giving it all away the next because the scales aren't where you want them to be or think that they should be. Think about this. You can go to the toilet and weigh less, but look exactly the same in the mirror and feel exactly the same way in your own skin. What does that tell you? I'm working with a client at the moment who would always win the challenge at the gym to lose the most weight. She is obsessed with the scales, but fed up with rebounding after each challenge, only to find herself putting on more weight and finding it harder to lose the weight the next time. So when we looked at other measures, yes, she has lost weight, but even more importantly, she's gone down 2 dress sizes, which is disproportionate to the weight she's lost. She's sleeping better, her energy is through the roof, and people keep commenting on how she's glowing and how good she looks. I know it can be scary if you've spent your life weighing yourself. I know I did, but unless you're using the scales for a specific reason with your health professional, do yourself a favor like I did and step away. But if you just can't bear to part with the scales, do yourself a big favor and make sure you focus on 2 other really, really important measures. Number 1 is the measurements of your body in specific areas and how you fit and how you feel in your clothes. And number 2, and I think this is most important, is how you feel within yourself, your energy levels, whether you feel less bloated, whether you're sleeping better, whether you feel more vibrant. Now wait, there's one more major thing I'm going to reveal right at the end of this video. So make sure that you stay tuned to find out what is absolutely essential if you are going to have long-term success with your diet. So stay tuned right until the end, where I'll reveal what will make or break the success of not only losing weight, but keeping it off. Can you guess what it is? I'll tell you at the end, but let's get on with number 5. Tip number 5 is to fill your plate, feel satisfied, and feel good. The whole "it doesn't matter where your calories come from" is rubbish. Do you want to feel like crap while losing weight, changing body shape and size? Or do you want to feel energized and full of life? Feeling energized, focused, productive, and powerful are all significantly influenced by the food that you eat, because food is not just fuel or a hobby, it provides information to the body. If you think about why we really eat, it's not just filling our tummies, it's to provide nutrients to our body to perform all of the functions it needs to do to keep us going and to do all the things that we ask it to do every day. And this is especially true and important for women over 40. In fact, it's key. If you really want to be the best version of you, you need to fuel your body with the right food, the right nutrients. The right shape and size for you is a byproduct of you achieving optimal health. So you putting yourself through another restrictive way of eating and living for a short time is a complete waste of your energy, effort, and enjoyment, because it sets you up to eat like crazy when you're done. It's not lack of willpower or motivation that causes you to break your diet. It's lack of the right nutrients and fuel, because you're probably not eating enough nutrients to get your body to help you to lose weight and maintain that weight long term if you are a woman over 40. The most simple and effective way to make sure your body is getting the right nutrients is to focus on how to fill your plate and to eat what you have on it slower. Eating slowly has so many positive impacts that it's something anyone can benefit from, whether wanting to lose weight or not. You'll be really surprised at the positive changes that occur when you've integrated this very simple practice into your day. So do you know how long it should take to eat your main meal? It should actually take 20 minutes, because that's how long it takes for our stomach to start to register that we're full. So do you even know how long it takes you to eat your main meal? A good little tip is to start by timing yourself with how you would normally eat your main meal without changing anything. Just start from the time that you start and finish at the time that you'd normally finish. So taking at least 10 minutes to enjoy your main meal is a minimum, but ideally 20 minutes. So if you've eaten your main meal in less than that, just try adding a minute each week until you reach the 10-minute mark. You'll notice a really positive difference on your digestive system, on your energy levels, on feelings of hunger and cravings, how food's sitting in your stomach and your belt buckle. And what you want to do is try and continue to increase that until you get to that 20-minute mark. It's such a simple tool and it creates such a huge difference. And I will share more tips on how to eat for energy, because we often focus on what we eat, but how we eat is really important as well. The other thing is that food is not the problem. Understand that food is not the problem, but often a symptom of many underlying other problems. So what you really need is a really good eating plan that's going to suit your lifestyle, your likes and dislikes, because this is going to enable you to sustain changes, to lose weight and stay in the best shape for the rest of your life. And it's not difficult once you know how. Because when you're given a meal plan that you don't enjoy the food or is restrictive, you're not going to enjoy that and you're not going to stick to it. So we need to find something that's actually going to suit you. So if you are wanting to lose weight initially, get in shape or lean down, there does need to be a slight calorie deficit. That might mean moving your body more. But a deficit does not mean that you need to eat small portions or low fat or low carb. You can have a huge plate of food, probably much more than you're eating now, but the food needs to be low calorie but high in nutrition, because remember, we want our food to be sending the right information to our body so that we feel full, we don't crave sugar, and we don't eat more than we should, so that we've got the energy to stick with our plans and the energy to move our bodies. And all these things can happen when we get our food right. So it's not about tracking calories or weighing food, although you might want to do this when you first start out if you feel that it helps you. But it's more about having the right combination of protein, of healthy fats and healthy carbohydrates. And the most simple and effective way to do this is to focus on how to fill your plate. So having the right balance of protein, carbohydrates and fats is what's really going to help you. And you can check out my How to Fill Your Plate guide in the comments below. Now, really, really importantly, carbs can still be our friend. There's nothing wrong with carbs as long as they're good carbs. So here we're talking about things like brown rice, sweet potato, whole grains and vegetables, those kind of things, rather than your highly processed carbs. And talking about processed food, try to cut down or cut out processed food as much as you can if you really want to look after your body from the inside out. So a good rule of thumb, if it can fly, swim, walk, or it grows in the ground, you can eat it. If it doesn't, that means it's man-made, and that's the sort of stuff that you want to try and avoid. So something else really important is to try and make sure that you do get protein with every meal. I know that's something that I never used to do, and it's made such a big difference, particularly if you want to build and maintain lean muscle. So really making sure that you've got a good proportion of lean protein on your plate. So ideally a quarter of your plate lean protein, and having that with your breakfast, lunch and dinner is going to really help to maintain your energy levels. It's going to help keep your blood sugar stable, and it's really going to help with managing cravings. It's also really, really important to make sure that you've got healthy fats. If you were brought up in the same era as me, we were brought up in that low fat, no fat kind of era. But fats, healthy fats, so things like your olive oils, your avocado, your oily fish, nuts are really, really important for your hormone balance. So if you're reducing fats too much, that's really not going to help you. So check out that free How to Fill Your Plate guide, and you can download it by clicking the link below. So tip number 6 is drink up. So how much water do you drink? It's really, really important. So you need to be drinking at least 2, preferably up to 3 to 4 litres of water a day, particularly if you're working out. And if you're not drinking much water, it's really, really important to up your water intake. And if you can, work towards drinking around 3 litres of water a day, and you will notice a significant improvement in your appearance, your weight loss, and your skin. Now, it might sound really difficult because what it means is, and I know I found this, you're going to be taking lots of extra regular trips to the bathroom. But honestly, once you've been implementing this for a while, your body will get used to it, and you'll find that the trips to the bathroom will reduce eventually. So that's absolutely essential to try to drink at least 3 to 4 litres of water a day. And keeping hydrated is really important for lots of reasons. So obviously it's great for our skin. It's important to flush toxins out of our body, but it's also really important for helping to maintain your energy levels. You're going to feel fresher, and really, really importantly, it actually helps to control cravings. So even mild dehydration, so as little as 2%, can actually affect your energy levels, and you'll start to feel lethargic, you'll feel foggy-brained. And when we're low in energy, guess what happens? Our body starts to crave foods that are going to give us energy. It doesn't actually crave water, which is what we need. It will crave high energy foods, and those are the things that are really usually sweet, and they're going to give us that quick burst of energy when really what we need is water. So we can end up binging on whatever sweet treats are in sight and not feeling satisfied. So a little tip is, if you do have a craving for something sweet, just try having a glass of water first and just wait a bit and see if the craving subsides. If it doesn't, eat whatever it is that you're going to eat, but eat it really slowly. And what you tend to find is that rather than feeling like you need to continue plowing through that packet of Oreos because your brain hasn't registered that energy has been replaced, you might actually find that you can stop at 2 because that water has been replaced and you've rehydrated yourself. So I promised you I would reveal right at the end what's going to make or break the success of your diet. Did you guess what it is? If you guessed mindset, you are correct. So tip number 7 is mindset. And mindset is so, so important. I've been doing research on the many, many women that I work with, and I've even tested it on myself. And the psychology about getting into shape is just as important as the physical side of it. If you don't have the right mindset, you are not going to be successful. This is about seeing yourself in your new identity, all of the things that you're doing, how you're feeling, having that vision and realizing that vision. I work with women who have eating issues, who have a poor relationship with food. Their relationship with food has been terrible over the years, and many are prone to binge eating. And it's so, so important that they get clear on this new identity, what they want to create for themselves, why they're doing this, and understand what it's costing them to stay the same so that they can bring this new way of being into existence. If you don't, in the long run, honestly, you are setting yourself up to fail. This is exactly what I do. I see myself a certain way. I see myself as a lean, fit woman who exercises 5 times a week and eats healthy. You do this too, but you might see yourself in a different light. You might see yourself as overweight, fat, hopeless. And thinking this way is only going to get you more of the same. The thinking that got you to where you are now cannot be the same thinking that's going to get you to where you want to be. The battle has to be won in the mind first. And you know what? It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. I'm not. You might and probably will still eat sugary foods and treats, but it's what you do straight after that counts. You need to have that vision in mind that you are going to be successful, that you can get into good shape. There's absolutely no reason why at any age you can't get into the best shape of your life. And I believe that in my 50s, that I am in the best shape that I've ever been, even in my 20s and 30s. So I believe in you, and I believe you can do it. So that's it. We've come to the end of my 7 things you must do to lose 50 pounds, 20 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is that you want to lose, and keep it off over 40. I hope that you found this video useful. And if you do, give it a thumbs up, and please do hit the subscribe button. And if you've got any topics you'd like me to cover in the future, please do comment below. I'd love to hear what you'd find useful, and I'll do my best to make a video of that in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.